Well, hello everyone. So,
Hi.
well, we don't have anyone on right now, but I sort of thought, we can do whatever. And maybe once 5 people come on, we can start reading.
Oh, definitely.
Now, and the same thing, I will add Sandra, even though she's not, I can't see her, but this
Mhm.
way, maybe around the 10th person, we can give Sandra a reading.
Oh, Lori
So,
just said hi.
hi, Lori. So, hope you're having a good day. And thank you, Lori, for telling me about the troll, because, and I appreciate the fact that you reported them. And which reminds me, I have to remind everyone on this show about if they get anything from someone saying, "Hey, have a reading with me," that it's not connected to us at all.
And we just had Holly come.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, Holly. So maybe somewhere around the 10th person too, we can re-announce that about the trolls.
That's a good idea.
Because this way people know.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't have any problems reporting them, and I also went online and blocked them. So hopefully they won't show up again, but I suspect they will. You know. So
There we go.
so
Oops.
Penelope, how has your day been, and how is the weather? For those of you who aren't in Alberta.
Well, we're about a foot and a half deep in snow, snowshoeing weather. I'm at home today, as you can tell by my curtains, just because the temperature is dipping to minus 19, 20 Celsius, which means that with the wind chill, it'll be minus 27 Celsius.
Yes, I remember those days. Yeah, you used to go to school all bundled up in layers, and when you came home, you were down to your t-shirt. So I don't miss them. Well, hello, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. I don't see any comments coming up on this screen.
No,
So
they're just okay. They're just saying hello, so I can always repeat and let you know who's on.
yeah.
And
Elaine is here. Hi, Elaine.
oh, I see. I don't have Elaine, so I don't see her. And maybe she might show up in a few minutes. But so as we move on tonight, Laura already knows this, and anyone else who's listening. Apparently, we have trolls, and they are sending IMs to people or messages to people saying, "Hey, if you want a reading, come over here." They have nothing to do with us. All right. And Lisa came on. She says, "Hello, ladies. Can you pull a card for my son, D'Arcy, who is watching with me, and his wife, Sarah?" So we can.
Hi, D'Arcy and Sarah.
Yeah. And we haven't started pulling yet, but we could start now if you'd like, Penelope. Hello, everyone. Okay. I hope you're having a great day. Oh, and you start reading. There's something, if I can find it, I want to do. And I knew I should have looked for it earlier.
What is it that you want to do?
Well, it's Remembrance Day, remember?
Oh, right. Before I forget, happy Remembrance Day to all our veterans. Thank you for your service.
Yes, and to the people that are still in service, as Sean pointed out last night.
Yes. Thank you all for your service.
Darn. Knew I should have looked for it beforehand. Anyways, well, I have our yearbook, the one where your poem, Penelope won a poem in high school.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
For writing a poem for Remembrance Day. And I was going to dig it out today and read it because it was appropriate. And then I totally forgot. My mind went one way and my body went another way today. And I
got a copy of that. You'll have to send a picture.
And I have to tell the little story because, we didn't have chairs when we were in Alberta sit. That wasn't something. You didn't come to assembly and sit in a chair. You sat on the floor. And we're sitting on the floor, and the principal is up there talking about how one of our students had won. And he looked down at Penelope's name. This should remind you, because then you went by Penny. Okay. And he said, Penelope. Everyone started laughing. We all knew who it was, but everyone kept looking around. Do you remember that?
Yes. That's because I put Penelope on everything. Even
Yes.
then, I like to be called Penny. So I would just scribble Penelope. But I also remember because I think I won first prize provincially and second prize zone. I won $25.
Yes, you did.
I
So,
was so impressed.
well, even if I don't have it tonight, maybe the next time we're on, I'll read it out loud anyways, because you never know who's listening.
I think it was called Dying Sounds.
I don't remember. I just remembered it this morning. It was first thing that hit me.
Well,
So,
for Lisa, it's for Lisa, right? No.
yes. No, Laura. Laura's
sorry,
first, and we will get it to everyone as we go along. We've just been talking a little bit. So, Penelope, what do you have for Laura?
I have, let's see if I can do this right, the 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Coins. First, that's money. Pentacles and coins means there's probably an opportunity because of your skill set, because of what you do for a living and how good you are at it, that a promotion might be coming. And just if it is, think about whether or not you want that, if that's the next step in your journey.
Yep, and I picked balance. And this one is about collaborating and working with other people to achieve your goal as well, Laura. But it's also about thinking outside of the box, thinking a little beyond where most people would. So great ideas come when we sit patiently and least expect them. So, Laura, there is definitely something coming towards you that you're going to enjoy. And the nice thing is, like Penelope says, it could even have something to do with moving into another direction where work is concerned.
Yeah, making sure you want to.
Yeah. Now, Holly's on, but I noticed I'm just going to go down to her explanation. So maybe we'll deal with this. It says, weird things happened to me. I was so sick on Sunday, temperature 102. Hubby went out and I heard him come home. So I thought, heard the front door open. Then around 15 minutes later, heard the door open again. He just got in. Then I was crashed out. He came in twice to close the door. I was sound asleep. The third time I woke and looking toward the door, said to my hubby, you there? About 5 minutes later, in came, I guess it's in, he came and said, why do you keep opening the door? I never got up once. Well, Holly, given that you had a fever of 102, it could be part of the fever. But let's have a look. I'm sort of feeling there was a man who was coming in and out. So, and not just because you said your husband, I would say like a dad, a grandfather, someone who was checking on you. And it could have been a spirit guide, but I'm not feeling that I would have been upset about it. I would have thought more that I would have had pleasure in the fact someone was looking after me. What do you feel?
My first thought is that they were opening the door. They wanted to make sure that your husband knew that you were okay, because it's hard to hear through a closed door. And if you weren't feeling good and you slipped into delirium or a coughing fit or something, I think Spirit just wanted to make sure you were easily accessible to someone.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Now, I chose for you the Chariot. I'm using the deck my sister gave me. And the Chariot talks about going on a journey. Talks about, a lot of times this talks about a spiritual journey. And I think that that's where you're heading, is you're heading on a spiritual journey. You need to prepare yourself. You need not to be frightened by the things that are occurring around you. If you have access to buffalo sage, I would recommend that you burn some and smudge yourself, or sweetgrass. And just trust that the grandfathers and the grandmothers are watching over you.
Yep. And there's also Holly's papers that you're going to be signing here shortly. So don't sign them when you're sick. Make sure you're feeling better. But this is also messages from the other side coming through. So just feeding on to what Penelope said, maybe and the fact that I keep feeling like it's a grandfather or a father who kept coming in to check on you, that maybe it's your way of connecting to spirit as well. So don't be afraid. As Penelope said, those spirits will turn towards you and you will know it when you need them. And no, just before you ask, no names whatsoever. I'm just feeling the essence.
Same here.
Okay, so next is Tracy.
I have Elaine on my list.
Okay, let's do Elaine then. I'll
And
put
then
Tracy's
Tracy.
card aside, then Tracy.
Elaine,
Okay.
I picked the Cup of Page. This talks about how, whoops, can you see that, D'Arcy?
Yep.
This card talks about your sentimentality, and that there's going to come in the next few months, I think, a time when you're going to be feeling really, really sentimental and wanting to sit down and just reminisce about these really romantic times, these amazing times filled with love. Might I make a suggestion that you also grab a pen and paper, press record on one of the voice programs, and record the story so that you can pass it on later.
Okay, and this is for Elaine.
Yes.
I picked the Seven of Winters, which to me would be Seven of Cups. And this is about emotionally achieving everything that you would like to see happen, but taking your time and knowing that you hold the key to your future as well as your secrets. And that sometimes it's better to hold our secrets inside unless you want to put them into a story, to give that story a little blend of truth and fiction at the same time, but not involving other people. So Elaine, to me, this is good news. It's about expanding, celebrating, and achieving. So those are good things towards you. Okay. Hello, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. Okay. I picked the Nine of Summers. This is a Pomeranian. Look at the mischief he's been up to. Okay. And I don't know if you have a dog or not, but maybe if you could have a dog, it might be wonderful for you. But I would say maybe a small dog, Tracy, nothing big or obnoxious. And just having that pleasure. No, Bailey's not obnoxious or big. She's a small dog. But having the pleasure around you of having that company, the pet. And also, I would say be careful of any china that you're moving here in the next little while. Make sure the box is sturdy, because if you pick it up and the box isn't, you could be looking at your china on the floor. Fortunately, it looks like the teapot managed to survive the fall. Okay, Penelope.
I am battling a distraught dog, so just bear with me for a second because my card fell.
Okay.
Okay, here it is. Tracy, for you, the Magician. You know, the Magician is like, you're kind of like you're on a balancing act here. And the Magician reminds me there's always a possibility for magic. You have all the tools you need to do whatever it is you need. And I really think, you know, that deck of tarot cards with the pretty mermaids on it? You really should use it more daily and record some of what you see when you look at it.
Okay, so we have Lisa, and I hope she means her son's name is D'Arcy and wife named Sarah. And maybe I'll just quickly scroll to see if anything there changed. Nope. Okay, so back up to Lisa.
Pardon me?
Go ahead. So I thought we could do Lisa, D'Arcy, Sarah.
Okay, I'm just going to draw 3 cards.
That's what I'm doing too.
For Lisa, King of Pentacles, time to make there's strong decisions around you. The possibility of having to decide what to do with some extra money you might be receiving and how to take care of it. I would maybe think about talking to someone if you have enough to put away and do something with, like a finance manager or something at one of the major banks. And I would also take some time to watch your health. Just make sure you go for a regular checkup. I don't sense that anything's wrong, but you're one of those women, I'm being told, that is always busy watching over other people. This is a time where it's beneficial to watch over you.
Okay, so to add to that, Lisa, I picked 7 of Summer, which are the Maine Coon kittens. And look at that. That feeds right into what Penelope was saying about how you look after everyone else and not looking after yourself. And so really important to take time for you, to have that playfulness around you, to enjoy life as full as you can, and to remember it's safe to dance anywhere and you don't have to be in the safety of your own home. If you feel the music, then dance to the music, Lisa. All right, so D'Arcy. What?
Yeah, we'll do D'Arcy, but before I forget, just a quick thought. We both missed Sandra. She was right after Lisa.
Oh no, I've got
right after Lisa. Perfect.
That's okay. She's after Lisa, and she's next on the list.
Okay, this is for D'Arcy or for Sarah?
D'Arcy.
Okay,
D'Arcy. I'm hoping that's right, Lisa.
D'Arcy, I chose the Empress. The Empress is a strong and confident person, not just a woman, but here we go. A very confident person who is capable of multitasking, and as a man, I'm assuming. So if I'm wrong, forgive me. I think you said son.
Yes.
I think that you need to be a little more willing to tap into the feminine side of yourself. To take, it's okay to be a very masculine man, which is a sense I get from you, but it's also nice that you have that softer side and not be so hesitant to show it.
Okay, and I picked the 9 of Spring, and this is actually really, in a way, playing on what Penelope said, because if we don't learn to handle those annoying changes that happen around us, and we become frustrated and angry and disjointed because of it, then it sort of blocks our energy. So I would tell you the same idea is you can have that freedom, the understanding of how to put things into place, but it's incorporating 2 energy sources, the stillness and the wildness. Those are the 2 I'm hearing. And it's bringing it all together for yourself, D'Arcy. Okay.
You'll do well with it, to be honest with you. Just have a little faith in yourself. And now it's right?
Yeah, but just before, and D'Arcy, I also feel as though there's some sort of change coming up, and I'm not 100% sure you're on board with it, but if you're patient and still, it will actually make more sense at the end of the day. Okay. So Sarah's next.
Sarah, I chose the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Coins. This card says, Sarah, you're a really determined woman. You know what you want. You know how to get it. Again, I'm just going to feed back to something D'Arcy said to D'Arcy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Learning just to be a little bit patient, work with your partner. I mean, people have different viewpoints, but just listen without expectation. And if the 2 of you aren't going to agree on this decision, and I think it has something to do with money or a change of job or a change of position, write down the pros and cons and compare them and then discuss them. I personally recommend, if couples are going to discuss certain topics, they go to a restaurant, they have tea or coffee, because 90% of the people aren't in public scenes of hostility or frustration.
All right, good advice. So Sarah, I picked the 5 of Summers, and look at the dragonfly going for that flower. And it makes me think that no matter how disappointing things can get into life, that this says there's always something with that radiance about it that's going to show up in your life. And no matter where you're going in life, there's always going to be a path for you to follow. And you always, all 3 of you all have spirit around you. And I don't know if that's a dad, but all 3 of you have spirit around you. And just while I'm talking, and I don't know if this is directed to the three people we've been talking about, but does anyone know a dead Mark? And if you do, just put it down, say yes, say the name Mark so I know, because I sort of feel, oh, wow, I feel a little confused, but I also feel like something about the eye of the storm, and I don't mean a hurricane. This is something going on in someone's life, and they may be right in the eye of the storm, and now's the time to regroup and see what direction you're going to go in. So I'll just give the message, and if it fits someone or you know it fits someone, tell them, please.
Perfect.
Okay, so Sandra's next.
Yes.
Well, Sandra, no matter what, whether I see you or not, you're going to get a card. Ooh, journey. I got the 6 of Winters. And I'm going to say if you decide you're going to rescue a dog or a cat, just watch the numbers you get. But this is a journey for you, and this is an emotional journey. This is about doing something, Sandra, that you want to do, not because everyone else says you should do it, but because in your heart and soul, you know it's what you want. So I'm going to say trust your journey. And this doesn't mean that you're leaving home, Sandra. This journey could be spiritual, it could be emotional, it could be a physical journey as well. But this is about being let out of the bird cage, and there you are. Okay, I know it's a cat, but I'm thinking the bird that got out of the cage.
Okay. Well, I picked the world, and the world talks just about that. The world talks about going around. This is a really cool card. I find it cool because, I mean, there she is sitting, and she's looking at the world and looking down at the globe in her hand. And part of that is, I really do believe, like I've mentioned before, things travel in cycles of 7. And that you are coming out of one cycle in your life and moving towards a more open-minded viewpoint. And again, with D'Arcy, feeding into what D'Arcy said, I don't necessarily know if you live at home, but I don't think that means you're moving, physically moving. This is more intellectually and spiritually and emotionally moving forward.
Yes. All right. So next is Mylene. Is that how you? Okay. Hi, Mylene. Okay. I picked the Otters, or 4 of Springs. And this is about taking time to lay back, relax, focus for yourself, focus on a dream that maybe you'd like to do. But it could also represent romance. So it could be that you're introducing romance, you're adding romance. But on the other side of that, it could be that you're in love with the job you're doing, or you're not loving the job you're doing, and you may be looking at going in a different direction, at which point you're going to have education. So take a little break before you start the education.
And I picked out the Tower. It was the card next in line. And although the Tower sort of looks overwhelming and has all these things kind of falling around it and flames and everything, there's clocks below, like little things that look like old cuckoo clocks and things. This is a time to, when things look like they're rattled and not together, I always call this leveling the playing field. Now you build in any direction you want to build. And that's what that card is saying, that you might in the next few months be faced with a decision that might look like it's the worst decision of your life and everything's falling apart. But just remember, if it's all falling down, you get to choose what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep and how to move forward.
So like weeding the closet, basically.
They call it purging.
I call it weeding. Okay, so next is Christina. Hello, Christina.
Hi.
I pulled the 3 of Autumn. Do you got a different person?
Yeah, no, I got Christine too. Is it Christine?
Okay. Yeah, Christina. And I pulled 3 of Autumn. This is a miniature poodle dog. And this is being satisfied with what's in front of you right now, but knowing that you want that blue ribbon, that you want to achieve something that for you puts you in front of, not the crowd so much, but in front of someone who maybe always not in your corner. And so this says you're going to achieve a lot of things in your life. And the flowers make me think of abundance, that there's always going to be abundance because you're a hard worker and you'll just keep going until you get what you're after, Christina. And this is mainly in your favor. Okay. But what the other part is, don't be so proud that you're not willing to help others. Not that I think that's the case, Christina. I actually think you're probably a very even-keeled person, and so I just feel like good things are coming to you, but maybe you have to be a little patient to get them.
So, Christina, I chose the card of, I always think of it as the Lady Justice. Justice doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to have to go to court or anything like that. For you, the sense I'm getting is that you do a lot of good for the world. You do a lot of good for people. You work hard at what you do. And sometimes it feels like, the expression just rewards, like no one's noticing you. So 2 things, just be patient. Good things are coming towards you. And if you do have to sign any sort of legal documents or go into contract with someone, just read the fine print.
Yes, especially read it, because I'm always of the mind that if you don't read, you're going to weep. So read it. Okay, hello, Amanda. So is the hurricane headed your way as well, Amanda? I know your mom said something about another one coming. Okay, so Amanda, I picked the Emperor, and this made me think of Cinderella because of the mouse, but this is gathering the resources you need to get through the winter. But it's also gathering the resources you need to achieve the goals inside your life. And it's also about expansion. And I don't mean waistline, I mean the mental, spiritual expansion. And this is about you being in charge. And I don't know if you knit or not, but you might want to take up knitting. He's got a little hat here, and you might need it this winter.
Are you a forebringer of like bad weather?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all going to have bad weather this year.
So I chose for you the 4 of Wands. And 4 of Wands is, look at all that celebrating. There's going to be cause for celebration. There's going to be a small, safe gathering of people. Please don't plan anything more than 3-4 people. But in the next, I know Christmas is coming, so it's kind of, self-realization if I say to you that there's going to be a reason for gathering, cause for excitement and celebration. Just be safe.
Yes, that goes for everyone. Be safe. So I already mentioned it, so a few people have heard it, but I want to mention it again. There are trolls sending people IMs and stuff saying, hey, if you want a reading, please know they're not connected to us, and report them to Facebook so that they'll close down their accounts and not annoy you. All right, so Sonia, hello, and here's your card. It is the 2 of Summers, and these are lovebirds, okay? And this is about romance and about enjoying life, and it's about in communication with someone you really care about. And it's also about don't give up on your ideas. Whatever it is you're hoping to do this year, Sonia, to keep plugging forward. It may take a little longer for you to achieve what you're looking for, but you are going to get there. Perseverance, belief, and just sheer determination will get you to what you want.
And that's fun because I'm actually going to feed on that. The 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups talks about balancing and being careful as you gather stuff. But the other thing about cups is I firmly believe that cups are a symbol of hope and celebrating what we have, because when we take a cup, we're usually receiving something, and learning to balance what we have when we receive it. So hang in there. I really do think that things are going your way. You just need to practice a little balance and make sure that balance includes work, life, play, health.
Yes. So Marion is next. Hello, Marion. I picked the 6 of Summers, and this one is a goose with her little chickies right here, and the tower in the back and the moon. And it makes me think that there's good news coming towards you, and that the people you love are going to be around you. And someone from your childhood is being in touch, Marion. And it's like someone you least expect to hear from. It's a guy. And it's almost like he's reminding you of something you wanted to do when you were younger. And now you're going to have the possibility of doing it. And Marion, just so you know, as strange as it might sound coming out of my mouth for you, you did marry the love of your life. Okay. Marion knows exactly what I mean.
I chose the Eight of Wands, which talks about going on a journey, packing your bag, metaphorically, physically, and going on a journey and moving towards something you wish to see or accomplish. And now that's hilarious. My one black cat just knocked all my tarot cards on the floor.
Oh, then just reach down and pick one up as you need it.
We actually will just so
finish what you were saying.
What I was going to say before, this is my youngest black cat. That's the 19-pound rescue that was £1 and an ounce when I got him. He's a holy terror. That's Oriel. But what I was going to say is I don't know who this is for, but if anyone out there knows Harry, I have a message from Harry. And when I think of Harry, I for whatever reason, was Harry the Invisible Rabbit on that one movie with James Stewart or something? Anyways, it feels like Harry wants to say something to someone. So just let me know if anyone knows a Harry.
Yeah, make sure you say yes and you write Harry. Okay.
Yes.
So Kathy, hello Kathy, how are you? And Kathy, I picked the Ace of Autumns, which means financially, this is a money card, it's the calico cat, but it's about financially being secure in your future as long as you're balancing your money and you're not squandering your wealth. And if you're doing that, you're pretty well guaranteed that you're going to be okay in your future. But I would also tell you to talk to a financial planner or someone to help you make sure that you're keeping hold of your money in a proper way.
So, Kathy, I pulled the Three of Cups, but the message that I want to say to you is watch out for chaos.
For what?
Watch out for chaos.
Oh.
Chaos?
Yeah, gotcha.
Sometimes we attract chaos into our lives, and this card is really, really full of it. And yet, you want to just be able to let go of the things that you need to let go of. And that's what the card is saying. Let go. Put it into a bubble. Visualize whatever that chaos is in your life. Put it into a bubble and imagine letting it float away. That is the message for today. Okay.
Holly says thank you. And we have Heather. And she says hello, D'Arcy and Penelope. So Heather.
I took 4 cards off the floor.
Yes, I picked the 9 of Winter. And this is knowing that no matter what happens in life, you're able to withstand any storm that comes towards you. That because you are a strong person, you're able to almost put up with anything and everything. And this tells me that no matter where you go, you always have people surrounding you that you know you're loved and they exhibit the love towards you. And also that you'll be successful no matter what you do. So I'm going to say keep marching forward. There are some little surprises coming along the way, and I see you glancing at them, but nothing seems to upset you. So they're not so big that you're running away going, oh my God, what have I done? This is more about organizing and knowing that you're headed in the right direction, plus a new job opportunity.
Very cool. And this is, I chose the moon. And what I like about this moon card is usually the moon talks about confusion, and it does. It talks about how, so many things coming to you at once and having to decide what it is you need to do and sort through. But if you just take a deep breath, the moon is also a very good time to start rituals and to focus on bringing the light and the energy of the moon towards you. The moon controls so much of what we do in this world when you really think about it. And that's what it's saying. The moon is saying, if you're facing some confusion, just take control. And in response to Kathy's question about how many cats I have,
Oh, where did she ask that?
below, just after something about Amanda, I have 5 cats. All of them are rescues. They range from 18 years of age to 5 years of age. They range from one of them has some have disabilities, some have survived strokes. I'm sort of that St. Francis of Assisi for the cats that would be considered unadoptable. And my one black cat does not like D'Arcy.
No, they like me. And there goes your cat up into your window.
That's Oreo.
Okay, changed his mind.
I didn't think Puma liked you, if I remember.
No, Puma likes me. So Laura says, amazing cards. Thanks, guys. Seeing how it's Remembrance Day. My grandpa Don served in World War II. He always has amazing advice for me when I'm worried about life. Just wondering if he has anything to say with what's going on in my life. He has passed.
Well, I'll take lead while D'Arcy thinks.
Yeah. Smoke's burning.
Two messages. Yes, he is very, very proud of you. And he tells me that you asked that recently to the universe. And second, sit, breathe, close your eyes. You are never alone.
Okay.
Smoke burning?
And yeah, thinking wood smoke burning. Okay, Laura, I want to say that what I feel is he says you can't change the past. You can't change what's going on, what's happened, but you can look at it and turn to your future and see where you want to go. Have a clear path, visualize it, write it on paper. But he says be in the here, the now. Don't worry about what's already happened. I mean, of course, unless you sort of knock someone off and you're going to go to jail, then I would say, yeah, you should worry about it. But he says what's going on with you right now is more an emotional issue.
Is that the grandfather or you that's thinking of knocking someone off?
That was me. And so I'm just saying, he says, move forward, honey. Don't stand still. Okay. Kathy, happy you all dolled up for tonight. You look great. Where's the party? This is my normal clothes. It's Penelope's earrings. They're gorgeous.
I own 87 pairs of costume jewelry earrings, and I always wear a dress.
Yeah.
And I tend to always do my hair.
Okay. Yeah, I don't worry about my hair. I stick it in a finger in a light socket every now and then, and I just all I have to do is scrunch it. Okay. So Lily's on. Hi, Lily. How are you? And we can pull a card for Lily. Growing up, you know how most people hate their curly hair? I love my curly hair, but my dad hated it. So what he used to do is we had to braid our hair and have it up. And get this, curly hair, and I had to curl my hair to tame the curl was his theory. Boy, I think of all those curls I could have had showing off as a teenager.
See, and I brushed my hair out so straight that it wasn't, honest to God, our father was like that. You braided your hair. I swear he knew when you took it down to school. But I was well into my 20s when I went to get a perm, and the hairdresser said, "Why are we perming your wavy hair?" I said, my hair's not wavy. I brush it out every day. And she goes, you brush it straight. Like I would brush it for hours, making sure it hung nice and straight.
Yeah.
I don't know what dad had about curly hair, but he had a thing about curly hair.
He just had a thing about people not having short hair, and if you had hair, it had to be up. And so one day I went out and I shaved my head. And then I thought, let him roll over in the grave he doesn't have. Okay, there was a medical reason, but nonetheless, still, that was my first thought. Okay, so Lily, let's get back to you.
Lily, here, I have a card for you. This card is the Two of Wands. This card says just go out and grab whatever it is you want, Lily. It's yours if you want it. And if you don't, just toss it away. Metaphorically speaking, don't literally throw it at somebody and make sure, it's not someone.
Yeah. And Lily, this one sort of contradicts a little of what Penelope said. It says, yes, go ahead. But this is where she said, go out and grab it. This one says, take your time, plot your course. It's true and steady. It's like, the tortoise and the hare. Who won the race? The tortoise.
Technically only because the tortoise cheated.
The tortoise did not cheat. The hare was a show off. So,
so good to know we have such a matching of the ways of ideas, right?
I know. Well, thank you, Kathy and Tracy. You're welcome. Hello, Jeanette. How are you? And so, Jeanette. Ooh, the awakening. This is a time for you to look to your future. I know the giraffe is upside down, but that's the way he shows up. And this is about you looking to your future, Jeanette, and saying, okay, that is what I'd like to do. And knowing that you're always going to have plenty around you. And even though things may get confusing and you might feel like you're standing still, things are still in motion. Because when we stand still, the world doesn't stand still. And Jeanette, there's some really nice things happening. The spring is going to bring some lovely surprises. And just be open.
Very
just
cool.
Be open.
I chose for you the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands says, make a stand, sunshine. Like, I know it looks like two people are fighting, but it's not really like they're going to, or two animals. They're not getting into it like, let's kill each other match. Seems to be the theme today since D'Arcy mentioned it. It's more about taking a stand and not backing down on your opinion. I know that you come across to me, and I don't know why I'm saying this, that you tend to be very, very easygoing, and you're always the person to take a step back. Don't. Hold your ground. Say, this is my decision, and this is where I want it to be.
Okay. So next is Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Hey, Rachel, I know Marion's never going to ask you this question, but when are you going to make me an honorary auntie? Okay. So this is the pelican. Okay. And this makes me pelican. And this is in the spring, but this is knowing that your career choice and your life is headed in the direction that you design, not someone else designed it for you, honey. This is you designed it. And there's an opportunity coming up in the spring where you're going to go into a position that you love so much that it's going to be hard one day when you have to sort of put it to the side because you're going to go into teaching. So congratulations, headed in the right direction, and just keep your focus, because the more you keep your focus, the more you go where you want to be. And Elizabeth wants to say hello. And Liz wants to say hello, Rachel, and to let you know that her love rains down on you, honey, and to be strong. There's nothing you can't get through because you've already got through the worst already.
Now, have I chosen a card for Rachel?
No.
And did we miss Sharon, or have we already read for Sharon?
I don't see you showing on my list yet.
Okay, just a sec. Sharon Fast.
No, don't have her on my list.
Okay.
So Rachel, and then
Rachel,
Sharon.
This is star. And stars, I always see this as a wishing star. The star says, whatever it is that you hold in your heart, that one true desire you hold in your heart, it's obtainable, but like anything in this world, you know, we go out and we wish on a star, starlight, star bright. We have to be willing to make the commitment to work towards it. It can only come so far towards us. And then we have to be willing to walk towards it, embrace it, and grab it and move forward with it. So I think something good is coming towards you in the next little while that you want, a desire. And I think that you're brave enough to just go and take it.
I do too. So for Sharon, I picked the 4 winter, and this is time for contemplation. But contemplation is one thing. Over analyzing a situation is totally different. So whatever it is you're contemplating on, Sharon, contemplate on it. See if there's a pull in a direction. Don't over analyze it. Don't, after you make a decision, go, oh, maybe I should have made the other decision, because whatever decision you make is exactly the road you're supposed to be taking. So remember, contemplation, not overanalyzation.
And this is the Emperor. The Emperor is just that firm decision maker, knows exactly the direction he's going in, doesn't have to overthink it, just says, yes, this is what I want, here's the plan to get it, and execute it.
Okay.
So
I'm not too sure what Lisa's saying yes about, but oh yes, thank you. I do. Never mind, I lied. So next is Jessica. Is that correct on yours?
I don't have Jessica on mine. I have Jeanette and Faye, and so we'll do Jessica and then Jeanette and Faye, or Faye and Jeanette?
We've already done Jeanette.
Okay, what about Faye?
We haven't done Faye yet, but I don't see her on mine. That's interesting. Or are you farther down? Oh, well. No, that's okay. So next is Jessica. Okay, Jessica, what does the next couple of months of my life entail? Confusion, distraction, romance, being locked up in the house for a while because of COVID. Okay, all aside, it entails patience, Jessica. That's what it entails. It means the next couple of months of your life is all about patience, not rushing decisions, not rushing into anything, taking your time.
And I chose the King of Swords, which is, if you look, he's sitting and contemplating patience, not rushing anywhere, not trying to make a rash decision, just thinking and meditating on his next step and letting go of all the dark angst that comes towards him.
Okay, so Kathy said, my sister-in-law just texted me. She had a bad fall and confused. She is Mike's half-sister. She's basically confined to one room. So sad. Is she going to be okay? Does Mike have a message for her? Okay, I'm not hearing Mike, but I would tell her that she should probably be seeing someone in case she has a concussion, because I feel that the confusion is based on that.
Definitely, definitely. And to get her left wrist checked.
Yeah. And then Malene says, thank you. Lisa says, we're both amazing people. Lori. Oh, wait, you said you had Faye there, right? Let's pull.
Jeanette and Faye. Do you have Jeanette and Faye?
What's Jeanette's last name?
Jeanette Susan St. John. We
read for Jeanette, so it's Faye we're missing. I'm missing Faye on my end.
We're missing Faye, yes.
Okay.
So Faye,
go
ahead.
Yes, because I've checked off Jeanette, so we did read for Jeanette.
Yeah.
Oh, Faye, you need to go outside and look for the lights in the sky. Okay, this makes me think of the Northern Lights, but I'm also thinking like the night sky brings contemplation, peace, but it could also be bringing a message from your son to you. And this winter, you better have, if you live on property, you probably have a lot of wood, but you might want to keep the fire going, the hearth going, because you're going to need to be warm. And Faye, you need to go for a little checkup, honey.
I would say yes, you do need to go for checkup. I picked the 8 of Cups, and Faye, you are in touch with both sides of the world. You know, the world we live in, and what Greek mythology and Roman mythology would say the underworld. And I believe the strong spirits are trying to talk to you and trying to reach out to you. So listen to them. Please be careful when you're outside. And please do get a checkup. I think you're fine, but just get a checkup. Especially
Okay.
for your blood pressure.
All right. So, Kathy, yes, honey, you did miss your reading. We've already done it. And Kathy said, okay. Christina, we've read for Amanda. Did we read for Lori? I don't remember.
I can't
Yes,
remember.
we did. Yes, we did. Okay, so we've done Lori, but she wants to know, does she have any spirits around her? I'm going to be really honest. I'm not feeling 100% myself right now. I'm having a little problem with a heat thing going on, my thermostat. So, Lori, I'm going to say I'm not feeling anyone. Unless you lost a cat, you know, like that was black and gray through it. Other than that, because I've had a cat show up all day and I wondered who he belongs to. So maybe he belongs to you.
I don't feel a sense of any spirit, but Lori, I'm not sure if you're a crafter or anything, if you can crochet or if you know how to make a dream catcher. Someone is saying to make a dream catcher.
Okay. So, Kathy, I don't know how you're getting emails from people because I think they're only going to Facebook, but because no one can get your email from here. Not unless they clicked on your site itself. Amanda, we have this thing in Lukedale that comes once a year called the Gingham Tree Big Arts and Crafts thing this Saturday. Been waiting a year to go again, but fully plan on wearing a mask. And Cheyenne is coming down and bringing some friends. Laugh out loud. OCD mom will have sanitizer on her hand. Good. Wear your hat.
Stay warm.
Yeah. Oh, there's Faye. You must have been farther down.
Oh, I must have been.
Okay, Amanda, I have also been reading books on enhancing my skills. Good, Amanda. Make sure you make notes as you see them advancing so you can go back and have a look and say, hey, yeah, I did this on this day. So make sure anyone who's looking at advancing their intuitive skills should always keep their trusty little notebook with them so they can fill it full of, on this day I felt. Okay, like the cat I have running around my house that isn't my cat and is dead as a doornail. Whoops. And so,
doornail.
well, he is. And so, anyways, he's been running around. I think he belongs to someone. Okay, Heather said, I had a dream last night where my grandma Blanche visited me. It was first time since she passed, 10 years, that I've heard her talk. I could even smell her, and she had a nickname for all us grandkids, and she called me it during my dream. Well, then, since you know the nickname, Heather, that would say 100% she's yours, and there's no confusion whatsoever.
You know, when fine tuning your gifts. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm trying to pick up the cards so the cats stay out of them. I'm a firm believer in candles as well when focusing on our gifts. So I tend to keep black candles. They block out all negativity, and purple candles. They keep healthy spirit around us and help balance us. I don't know. D'Arcy uses candles as much as I do, but rumor has I to buy stocks.
I used to, but when I forgot about the candle, left the house and came home and found it melted all over the floor, and I had to explain the puddle. And my dear friend Marion said to me, I phone her and I go, how do you get the candle wax out of carpet? She said, brown paper bag, turn on the iron and iron over top and it would pull it up. Well, this is my own fault because I did do it, and she forgot to tell me don't put it on high. So it's on high. So there, when I left the place, there was a perfect imprint of an iron on the carpet. So
I use jars a lot. I use a lot of jars of candles. I seriously probably go through 10 jars of candles every year for the solstice, because I celebrate the solstice as a season of light. I give everybody candles.
okay. So we have Kristen here, who we haven't pulled for yet. So we will pull a card for Kristen. Hi, Kristen. I pulled the 8 of Autumn, which is a parrot. And I think this is creativity. And notice how the parrot's reading a book. And we can, and I, you know, when I went to university, I used to sleep with my textbooks because I really believed in osmosis. Didn't work. Darn. But then what I started doing is taping them so that I could play them back to myself. And boy, did that ever work like a charm. But this is about you taking time for yourself, having pleasure, sitting back, putting your feet up, relaxing, and reading a good book. And if you need the radio on at the same time, or the TV, because some of us do need a distraction to keep us focused on what we are doing, then Kristen, do it.
D'Arcy, you're killing me. See, I was a mistress of tabs. Tabs and notes. I probably rewrote my textbook 100 times.
Oh, I did too, but fortunately I had a computer then. Okay, you were way ahead of me. I've caught up to you.
Ah, wow. We got the same people. This is for Kristen, right?
Kristen.
And I chose the 3 of Swords. This talks a little bit about heartache, a little bit about sadness, and a little bit about, you know, if you're finding yourself in a situation where something is upsetting you, remove the thing that is upsetting you. You know, it's like the thorn in your paw. Just remove it. It's of no great consequence. What?
No, go ahead, finish. I'll explain it.
Done.
Okay, so I'm reading Amanda where she's saying about the black cats, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere comes, in other words, no casinos, laugh my ass off. And I'm thinking, what's she talking about? Okay, we did pull for Lori. Amanda. Oh, I like Buddha said, let that shit go, laugh out loud. I said, I saw a shirt that had that on it here. That's cute. I like that too. And Kathy, to you, I'm trying, Penelope, but you all keep bringing it up. Laugh out loud. And D'Arcy, I brought a financial planner. I got it covered. I'm good, but you all never say anything about spirits around me or messages I need to know. But thank you for everything. Oh, Kathy, you really don't pay attention, because everything we tell you is a message from spirit. Just because we're pulling a card doesn't mean it's always our information that's coming out. So, Kathy, be a little patient. And that's probably why they don't talk to you sometimes. You're not patient, Kathy. Be patient. Spirit will open up and tell you what you need to do.
So,
but I'm glad to see you bought a financial planner.
You know, Kathy, you got to think of spirit like this. Spirit doesn't like to shout. Trust me, you don't want newspapers flying all over the place, cups falling off cupboards because you're not listening.
Yeah.
Trust me, you don't want to wake up one morning and find your kitchen cold, your breath being shown in your kitchen, and all your cupboards open, and your soup cans turned around in the wrong direction because you pissed somebody off by, pardon my language, ticked somebody off by not listening. And D'Arcy, yeah. Liam on. Did you see him near the bottom?
Pardon me?
Liam came on in between one of Kathy's messages.
Oh, no, I'm getting down there. So okay. They talked about 4 cats and everything. And there's Lily and Lori. Lori, what's in my future? Okay.
We already talked about that.
Yeah. And Jessica, thank you. Kathy, they're laughing. Happy, your laughter is contagious. Faye, thanks. Amanda, Lori, sorry you didn't read a card for me. You did one for someone called Laura. Okay. I thought Lori. We did. I wrote your name down, Lori, but we'll pull your card.
Here we go.
Okay. I picked the Dreamer. You are starting a new adventure in your life, Lori. This is something new coming towards you. Now, it may not be until spring, but there will be a new adventure around you. And they're saying to embrace it. It's going to be joyful, Lori. There's good things coming. So just be open to it.
And it's funny because I picked the Ace of Cups. And this too is about new beginnings, new starts. We do all have to be patient. Let's be honest. I think that the universe might have been a wee bit ticked at us and that landed us with COVID. So just hang in there. In the next few months, January, February, new beginnings, new starts. Be open to the possibility.
Yes. No, Amanda, this guy is sort of gray and white, like with stripes though. But I will keep my eyes open for Atlantis. And Amanda said she knows her aura is white, and that when she drives by, she says we're awesome, but she says when she drives by a graveyard, she says fresh meat. So, Lord, Amanda, when you say that, I really hope you also, after you say it, say, may they rest in peace. I mean, that's hilarious. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it is. Okay.
And I'm the woman who's so Catholic that when I drive past the graveyard, I say a prayer and cross myself, and you're saying fresh meat.
Yes.
You're a bold one, girl. You're a bold one.
Okay, I see Liam. Hi, Liam. Okay. Ooh, Liam. Renewal. It's time for you to clarify what your life purpose is, Liam. This is your family too, of course, but this is about you looking through the little rabbit hole and saying, this is where I want to see my life going. And it's also bringing more of your intuitive ability forward as well, your empath ability. So Liam, it's about being in the present now, but it's also about sending out the tentacles so that you can feel what's going on around you. And it's going to be amazing. These next couple of months, they're going to be amazing. So be open to the changes, because it's not a case that you need to stand still to feel the changes. The changes are coming no matter which way you go in.
Oh, I agree. I pulled for you the Four of Cups. And here's this beautiful mer creature looking in the water while all this wonderful stuff is coming towards. And it's just like that. It's sort of like D'Arcy said, using the rabbit hole, and I'm saying just looking upon, and it doesn't matter what you do, things are coming towards you. And I would agree with D'Arcy. You should probably tune into your abilities a little bit more, love.
Yes. Now we have Kathy and Amanda going back and forth. Kristen says thank you. And Kathy says she'll send you her address because she loves candles. And Amanda loves smell good candles, which I do too. And yes, I've had rocks thrown at me because I wasn't listening either, Amanda. But I think the best one is they broke my leg because I wasn't listening. So it does pay to listen. Okay, so Sharon. Hi, Shar. We're pulling for Shar O'Connell. Is that the one you were talking about earlier?
I think it might be. No, Sharon Frost or whatever it was the first
Okay,
time.
so this is for Shar. You get the Shetland sheepdog, and it's the world, Shar. It means what do you want in your world, and what are you going to do to make it happen? Okay, this is all about you taking your energy, your direction, and making it happen, Shar. It's all up to you now, no one else.
And I chose for you the Ace of Pentacles, which is coins. And this is just it. I mean, look at that lizard sort of sitting on the branch, and it doesn't matter that those other lizards are slithering all over its coin. This is all about, you know what you want. You're just taking some time to reflect and maybe even showing off a bit. So dress in some fun colors and be joyful with the decisions you've made.
Okay, so we're at the end of the list, but there's a few things. Amanda says she will not step on or she tries not to step on a grave, and if she does, she apologizes, which I do as well. which was really funny because I did a ghost tour where I was doing the ghost tour, and you had to walk around graves, and there I am going, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And everyone's going, why are you saying you're sorry? I said, because I don't know who I'm standing on. So yes, it is always respectful to apologize, because you never know which way heads up and which way is heads down.
Exactly.
And Kathy said that if her cabinet's open and things start throwing out, she's moving. And Liam says, thank you. So we're past our time frame. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. And just a reminder that if we mention financial, medical, or legal advice, that you talk to someone who knows what they're talking about.
Definitely.
And that if anyone gets hold of you and says they're connected to myself, Penelope, or Sean, they're not. So please delete them or report them. And the most important thing about evenings like this is about the fun and getting out there and having some fun in the process and being open to all the messages. And since no one claimed my mark, I hope someone heard the message earlier and maybe took it with them. So thank you again very much. I will be on tomorrow night. Well, maybe I should say tentatively on tomorrow, because as you can see, I can see it. I'm beet red. So if this keeps up, I might have to nurture my fever first.
So thank you guys, everyone, for coming. And I appreciate the time we spent together. It's good to have a laugh with my sister as well. And from my heart and home to yours, I will just end with a Arabic expression that is Ma Salama, which is go in light.
All right. May love, joy, peace, and happiness find you. And may everyone who's been a veteran, is a veteran, and laid in peace as a veteran know that we all think of them. Blessed be.
Many blessings.
Night.